Trump is going to win all 7 swing states. He did win all 7 swing states, which is remarkable because just 4 years ago, he lost 6 of those 7 swing states. Very impressive. He's going to serve a non-consecutive term, serving 4 years, leaving 4 years, coming back, and serving another 4 years, being elected a second time. America clearly rejected the party it elected into power 4 years ago after choosing to give the Democrats a chance. And this is significant because it proves that Americans are capable and willing to change their mind. It's just in this particular case, they did not want to give Democrats another 4 years, just like they didn't want to give Donald Trump another 4 years back in 2020. Now, America is done with the Democrats. But we haven't seen a non-consecutive president since 1892. Grover Cleveland, I believe. That's pretty crazy. We've seen something happen that hasn't happened for a very long time. More than 100 years. So, what else? He won more than 50% of the popular vote. He won by a big margin in the electoral college. 312 electoral votes against just 226 that Kamala Harris ended with. That's significant because the electoral college reflects geography more than just population. Winning by a big margin in the electoral college proves that Trump resonates with a huge geography in America. The vast majority of the territory of the United States of America supports Donald Trump. But more importantly, Trump also won a majority of the popular vote. So no one can say that the electoral college is the reason why he got in. And if we didn't have the electoral college, the popular vote would have prevailed against him. Even more impressively, he won more than 50% of the total popular vote, which means that in pure numbers, 4 million more people voted for Trump than the other candidate. And 51% of all votes cast were for Donald Trump. This is extremely significant because as people talk about a mandate being given to the new president, an order officially to do the things which he is going in office to do, there will be people who want to protest. There will be people who are opposed to Donald Trump, and that's fine. But for a long time, because of their power of pull in legacy media, their ability to manipulate perception by having cozy relationships with large corporations, the Democrats benefited from an echo chamber that made them feel like they were more popular than they really were. The left activist types wanted to convince Americans that Trump supporters, and by extension, Republicans, anyone who aligned with that conservative ethos, was a minority in America. They wanted to convince you that if you saw someone wearing a MAGA hat or flying a Trump flag in their yard, this was a potential ally of extremism. This was someone who did not reflect the majority position of mainstream America. They wanted to convince you that they represented the general cool crowd, the normal people. They were the vast sum of what it means to be a typical American, and the crazy people who support Trump are outliers. This election proves that that's not true. It proves that the Democrats are, in this particular moment, a minority, a absolute minority in the United States. That's not to say that they are all wrong or there's no validity in any of the points they make. I'm not trying to villainize all Democrats. What I'm trying to say is the conservatives have been vindicated in a way which leaves no room for doubt or argument. Someone can go out and protest. That's fine. But it's extremely clear that even if they do, they're protesting democracy itself. They're protesting what the majority of America has voted for, chosen, and stands for. They can't say that they do not support the fringe because it's extreme. They have to acknowledge that they simply disagree with the majority. And bullies tend not to want to harass and bully groups which are larger than they are. If you're the kind of a person who wants to bully or pick on someone, you want to pick on people when you're able to make them feel like they are alone, when you're able to make them feel like they don't really have a lot of backup, when it's several people against relatively few who believe that they are on the losing ground. It's like an MMO where people go and they gank people. It's a lot more appealing to gank a weak player when it's a 3 against 1 sort of a situation. When you start to realize that the playing field is entirely equal and the other person who you were thinking of picking on is absolutely able to defend themselves and absolutely able to defeat you, well, you tend to decide that's not going to be the place where you pick a fight today. The activist liberals may not want to acknowledge this, but they have no choice. They know this. And so the environment we find ourselves in today is conducive to a level of quiet, a level of calm, and a level of bipartisan agreement that whether people like it or not, there really isn't any point in having a temper tantrum, because there is no cause for a superiority complex. There is no bragging rights to tell the other side that they are insignificant, small, or don't have a valid platform to use for speaking their voice. And I think that that's quite liberating. I think that that's very positive. And I think it's immensely important for people on all sides of the political spectrum from time to time to be humbled. There will come a time probably when the Republicans allow hubris to infiltrate their ranks, and we will be having a similar conversation on the other side of the spectrum, when we'll be saying it's time to, once again, change who is in our elected positions of leadership because we don't agree with the direction they're going in. There is no one side that deserves to always win to put us in a position where we have a single party state and eliminate all voices that disagree. We want to have voices that disagree. It's just we need balance. And lately, we haven't had balance because the activist liberals have tried to not just disagree, but to silence anyone who disagrees, and to make those people feel like they have no platform upon which to merit disagreement. Now our president-elect has a mandate to move forward to represent the various people on the right, and the left has no choice but to accept that even if they disagree, their opposition has won, and their opposition, for now, has a very strong, universal, and fairly earned majority. As always, good luck on your adventure. Till next time, thanks for watching.